Welcome back to my allotment. Lord, I have got the craziest respect for all these older guys up here that just spend their weekends digging away because I have just been clearing and chopping and sorting for the last 2 days. And I feel like I've been hit by a train, honestly. I look like hell. I feel exhausted. I have a headache. My bones, I go to the gym 5 times a week and I'm not as exhausted as this. So I got a lot done yesterday, although it doesn't look like I did. I came in, I didn't film anything because I just wanted to really crack on. So today I'm coming down for about 2 hours. I want to get a lot of the stuff that I did yesterday sorted out, pile up a lot of the woods and the branches and stuff that I took down, cover them because I want them dry enough for bonfire night so I can have a bonfire to clear a lot of the debris. And then I want a bit of an instant gratificational win today. So I'm going to be tying in all my raspberry canes at the front of the plot and mulching underneath, just so I've got one area that looks neat and tidy. So that's the plan for today. Tidy first. I'll show you around quickly. Tidy, mulch, and tie up my raspberry canes. But first, I need a tea. I brought this cute little camping stove and kettle. So that whistles when it's ready for me to drink, which is nice. And that beverage is keeping me one, hydrated, two, motivated. Oh, as soon as I do have a tea in my hand, I do have the urge to just sit and stare at everything. So I do have to be careful with that. But let's crack on and let me show you around what I did yesterday. So I chopped a lot of the old raspberry foliage off yesterday. So I want to tie all these in to the front. I've seen it where you can make sort of archways of it. Apparently it's a lot easier to pick your fruit come summer, so that's for today's plan. I'm just going to mulch all the way underneath and just tidy that whole area up. Right, now the disaster zone. So there are some of the apple tree branches from yesterday. I did have a little fire yesterday to try and get rid of some of the rubbish, which worked really well. And all of that can go on this to tidy this up. This is the sheeting that I found in the shed. So I've used that to cover this area. I need to weigh it down better than that. I did manage to clear this bit of ground yesterday. I have discovered, I think these are currant bushes. I'm just unsure if they're white, red or black. Not something I'd usually eat, but I am going to leave these in till next year, see what comes of them, see what I can use them for. I know you can use them for jams and jellies and so on. I really hard pruned this apple tree yesterday because it was ginormous, as well as blocking out a hell of a lot of light from the plot. I do this with my apple trees at home and they fare absolutely fine from this. I do want to take down this cage from the cherry tree today because I get it protects it from birds, but it just feels a bit hazardous. I also chopped down a lot of the branches that were overhanging my plot from the trees behind that was also blocking out a lot of light. So yeah, I got a lot done, but I haven't stuck to my plan of doing it in segments, so everything's been a bit sporadic. And ideally, what I should be doing is taking it section by section and working my way through the garden, because at the minute, because I'm doing everything sporadically, I'm not feeling like an instant gain, which I do. Some people don't, but I do need an instant gain to feel like I have achieved something. So I'm going to crack on with tidying and then we'll get on to doing the raspberry canes. This mainly bloody bindweed. It's ridiculous. My arch nemesis at home as well. Bindweed. Hate the stuff. Hate it. I think a job for this week, definitely, is get some compost bins made. Because I keep getting so much material that I could go in them. It's just piling up. It's starting to stress me out a little bit because I do like neat and tidy. So yeah, I think I'm going to get some pallets, find a place where I want to put the compost bins and get that sorted this week at some point. So after watching this, it made me really realise how worth doing this job it was, because although I'd cut back on a lot of the canes yesterday, the sheer amount of dead material within the canes that you can't actually see when you're just looking at them, but once you get in there, the sheer amount of just dead branches and canes was unbelievable. And it's going to be so much better for weed control, being able to see the ground and get to the ground to pull anything that comes up throughout spring and summer. And now I've cleared underneath, I'm just going to start tying individual canes that are in the way up before I tie them all in as a row, either side of this metal structure. And then we will try and start making the archway effect on a video that I saw on Instagram the other day. So here we go. I just found all of this in the greenhouse, in the shed, sorry. So waste not, want not. It's not going to cover the whole area. It's just going to give me a bit of ground cover to help suppress all of the bindweed. But the main point of this really is, because I've cleared so much ground today, it's just going to be able to allow me to see where the bindweed comes in next year. It's not necessarily going to stop it. It's just going to give me an easier view of what is coming through, so I can keep on pulling it and hopefully over time slow down any new growth. That looks so much better. I'm really happy with that. So another instant win I wanted to do, and a bit of a point of interest for next year, is obviously I'm not planning on planting anything into the ground till next spring, when I know exactly where the light's hitting, blah, blah, blah. It's all just about getting it clear, getting the soil up to like some good condition, and then figuring out where to plant things. But I know this section gets a lot of early morning sun, so my original plan was, once I'd cleared all this, to have this little strip as tulips. So my next state of play, I think, will be to get all my new tulip bulbs in here. So I've just got some little bits of colour, little bits of joy when I walk through the gate in the morning, in my first spring especially. Otherwise, it's going to feel pretty bleak, an empty winter, and then an empty spring. So at least if I've got some colour and interest going on, it will cheer my soul in the mornings as I'm popping the kettle on. One thing I do keep doing on this plot is I'll start a job and I'll go to pick up a piece of what I think is a weed, and it ends up being a bindweed root, and I walk about 20-30 feet away from where I currently was, pulling up said root, get distracted by a job at wherever the route has taken me, and carry on doing that job. So that is day 3 done. I've cleared a lot of this bed. It's ready for cardboard to go down, good layer of compost on top, and that will be left like the rest of the plot will be till March. Let this all rot down, hopefully kill off most of the weeds, and have a really nice area for planting into next year when I start putting all the beds in place. That is the raspberries, all sorted, mulched and tied up. This is the rhubarb crown, which I need to get some manure on top of. But ginormous rhubarb. So looking forward to that, especially like filling this area as soon as you walk through the gate. I'd love that. Grab a bit, have it for lunch. So this was today's work. I now have lots of piles. So this is my bonfire burn pile right here, as well as that is my bonfire burn pile. That is waiting for the cardboard delivery also. This is to be wood chipped and composted. All of this is quite happy with composting and wood chipping. Yeah. So on the grand scheme of things, we're getting there. We are getting there. It is looking a damn sight clearer than when we took it on. I met a new neighbour of mine earlier, and her first comment was, which I thought was really nice, is, "Oh wow, you can see into and through the plot now," because obviously she was stood at the garden gate. So this would have been her view. You can see a lot more of the plot than you could originally, which is nice because it's given me an idea of how it's going to look in spring. I don't know whether to, before spring or now, get all the patio bits and the walkways jet washed, or should I wait till after winter? I think after winter would be the more sensible option. But I just get overexcited. So yeah, my cardboard has apparently arrived. So next job, when I'm next here, cardboard this whole area, then get some compost in, which is going to be expensive. Cardboard this whole area, put some new compost on top. Cardboard this area, get some new compost on top. Then I can really heavily focus on clearing the greenhouses, probably getting a new shed, and making my compost bins. So once all this is done over I think all the groundwork will be another week or two. Then it's on to sorting structures. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.